Chapter 3, Reaping and Sowing. Galatians 6:7 NIV. Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows. Paul's words to the Galatians are simple, sharp, and deeply unsettling. Do not be deceived. God is not mocked. Whatever one sows, that will he also reap. This is not only a spiritual principle that God established at creation, it is a physical principle. If you plant an apple seed, you don't get a pear in return. When you hurt me, hurt will come back to you. Currently, the term war is used, and records indicate that this concept has existed throughout 6,000 years of recorded human history. And despite statements to the contrary, war has never brought peace. We reap what we sow. Yet we tend to imagine our actions floating in space, disconnected from consequence. We speak harsh words and think it vanishes into the air. We make a selfish choice and assume it's forgotten by next week. But Paul says, no, nothing disappears, everything grows. Every action is a seed, and seeds do what seeds are designed to do. They sprout, they dig down, break open, and eventually show up above the surface. This is the universal law of the harvest. You will always reap what you sow. It's not punishment, it's a process. It's not revenge, it's reality. God isn't some vengeful farmer with a grudge. He's just a faithful one, and he's made a world of order. The seeds we plant today shape the field we walk through tomorrow. Two kinds of sowing. Paul draws a clear contrast between two kinds of sowing. The first is sowing to the flesh. That's not just about carnal acts or indulgences. It's about a life that is curved in on itself. A life obsessed with me, my desires, my comfort, my image, my power. Me. Sowing to the flesh means letting our fears, addictions, or egos drive the choices we make. In a life obsessed with me, vis-a-vis, there is never a sense of enough. We are driven by desires and attachments, and when we do that, we may not see it right away. The ground might still look clean, our reputation might still be intact, but eventually the harvest comes. Nothing is enough. And what we begin to sow and reap is corruption, isolation, broken relationships, bitterness, emptiness. We planted a field of self-centered weeds and were shocked when the thorns showed up. But then there's another kind of sowing to the Spirit. That's the life of trust, the life of slow, invisible, and often costly choices that honor God and bless others. A kind word, bless others. A kind word, a quiet prayer, a hidden act of generosity, a refusal to retaliate. These don't always feel like much. Often they feel like loss. But Paul says they are seeds, and the ground is good. Sowing to the Spirit leads to a different kind of harvest, not just some right now, in peace, in purpose, in joy that doesn't evaporate the moment life gets hard. Spirit seeds create spirit fruit. That's just how God designed the garden. That is the kingdom of God. Still, it's not easy, and Paul knows it. That's why he adds this next line, almost like he's writing to a tired farmer slumped over a shovel. Let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap, if we do not give up. There it is, the hidden truth. The harvest doesn't come overnight, and that delay can mess with our hearts. We do the right thing and don't see results. We bite our tongue, pray, serve, and nothing outside of ourselves seems to change. The field still looks barren. The weeds of this world still seem to be thriving, and in those moments the temptation is real. What's the point? Why keep sowing what doesn't seem to grow? But Paul says, don't stop, be patient. Leave timing, not our own expectations. Seeds take time, roots are forming before fruit appears. God is not slow, he is thorough. The harvest will come in due season, and when it does, it will be worth every patient act, every hidden sacrifice, every small obedience. Keep your eyes open. And here's the grace in all of this. The law of sowing and reaping doesn't just apply to sin. It applies to love, to mercy, to redemption. It means that even if you've spent years planting weeds, you can start planting wheat today. The field is still open. The soil is still good. The Spirit is still working. Sow now still counts. So what are you sowing? That's the question that echoes from Paul's pen through the ages and lands right in our hands. With every decision, every word, every dollar spent, every glance, every habit, every relationship, we are planting something. We're creationists, and we get to choose. You can sow criticism or compassion. You can sow control or trust. You can sow apathy or effort, gossip or grace, fear or faith. And one day the field of your life will be full. Will it be full of peace, joy, and love? Or joy and love? Or will it be choked by bitterness, regret, and emptiness? You don't have to guess. Just look at the seeds, one seed at a time. There's something strangely empowering about this. It means your future isn't random. It isn't locked in your past. It's growing out of the soil of your present choices. And with the Spirit's help, you can change the crop, one seed at a time. So start where you are. Sow love. Sow truth. Sow self-control. Sow forgiveness. Sow integrity when no one's watching. Sow prayers that no one hears. Sow generosity when no one says thanks. For the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. And when it feels like nothing's happening, the field still looks bare, when your heart wants to give up, hear the echo of Paul's voice, do not grow weary. The harvest is coming. So here we are, so far. The center of our faith, the center of our lives is love. Everything we do must be guided by love, the type of love that Jesus has for each one of us. Then we are called to forgive, continually, even if it doesn't feel good, especially when it's hard. And what helps us to forgive like this in this circle of life is knowing that the principle God established at creation, reaping and sowing, is real and present. Always. And you know what's eye-opening? Notice what happens when we hold fast to our right to get even, repaying evil for evil. The truth is, if you slap me and I slap you back, there's not a nickel's difference between us. That's why Jesus told us not to respond in retaliation to someone who hurts us, but the other cheek and forgive their humanness, even if your best choice is to end any further contact. And when it's all said and done, we have an audience of one. It's clear in the eyes of God and others who has taken the right action and who has not. What else matters more than that?